to like buildings. So I plan to build different like village, and in this village package we'll like add schools and you know a lot of a lot of places that won't be able to go in other if to live in other houses, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, things like that.
Okay, that sounds very interesting. Okay,
Thanks.
so actually, we are talking on FCE writing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you already know?
I know that there are two essays, right, or
Mhm.
not? Yeah.
Like, mhm,
There can be article, like essay,
mhm,
um, review.
mhm.
Um, there also can be maybe story. I don't remember if I mentioned it or
Yeah.
not.
So,
Story.
so
Yeah,
the
and
first, uh-huh.
also the second essay is an answer on an email.
So the first obligatory task is the essay, yeah, the opinion essay, which is based on kind of question and a list of notes. Yeah, actually, you've got two notes. You are provided with two notes, and you have to think of the third on your own. And
Mm.
task two is optional. Yeah, so you are suggested two or even three options, and you have to choose one. Yeah, there might be an article, yeah, a letter, or an email, either formal or informal, yeah, review, yeah, report. And so before we move on to paper one, which we're gonna concentrate on today, like five important do's, five things you need to do while an exam. Yeah. So first, you should think about the type of task, yeah, and their requirements. So, like what the task requires, yeah. Then it's crucial to read the task carefully. Very, very often, loads of mistakes are caused just by lack of attention in reading the task. Yeah. Next, you need to identify like what points you have to include, yeah, and make a paragraph plan. Even though you've only got 1 hour 20 minutes for two like pieces of writing, yeah, try to get into a habit of writing the plan very quickly. But I'd strongly recommend you not to avoid this stage. Yeah. And also of paramount importance, check your work very carefully. Believe me, even at upper intermediate, when you are writing in the exam stress case, you might make very, very silly mistakes. But if you check it out, you'll find them. Yeah. So, uh, in the essay, yeah, you have the title, like the topic, yeah, and the two ideas. We'll now see more carefully what it is. Yeah. So you write the opinion essay. Yeah. You must use both the ideas you're provided and the third one of your own. Yeah. And what you should show, yeah, is that you can use language functions such as evaluating, yeah, justifying, like making arguments, persuading, and expressing your opinion. Yeah. So you write about 130 to 190 words, but unlike Russian exams, no one counts the number of words. Yeah. No one checks that you've got precisely like 190. If you've got 191, you're punished. No, 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 no. So this is just for you to be aware of approximately how many words are usually needed to complete the task successfully. Yeah. But if you write even say 300 words, but they are all within the topic, and you've managed to write it all within the time limit, you'll be fine. So don't bother counting each and every word. Just know approximately how many words you usually have in one line. Yeah. And so what it looks like. Yeah? For example, you've been talking about learning languages. Yeah? So there are more reasons to learn a foreign language than just to pass a test. Yeah? So you are right now learning English to pass your FCE. Yeah? But definitely, I would say you've decided to pass your FCE because you love learning English. Yeah. So what might be the reasons why you love learning English?
The ability of communicating with foreign people.
So this is the third idea you can include here. Yeah. So they gave you pleasure, but you have to think like, what kind of pleasure might there be? Oh, sorry. Ouch. Yeah. So what kind of pleasure might there be in learning foreign language?
I don't really know what is a pleasure means.
Oh, pleasure, like something nice. When you are sunbathing, for instance, you're
Oh,
getting pleasure, yeah. Or at a party, you're having fun, you're getting pleasure.
you find out a lot of interesting facts.
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
You train your brain so you get smarter.
uh-huh, uh-huh. So I love your phrase, yeah. Train your brain, but I would say it would be better for that personal challenge, yeah. And find interesting facts. Yeah, that's it. And lots of facts. So you train your brain. What other kind of challenge might that be?
For example, I don't know, like we often have like you just challenge yourself by learning huge pack of words,
Mm-hmm.
um, but like you should learn them in different way for you to better like understand them and for you to like really maybe like the process for it's not to be so boring.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, and what might you like say to support your idea of communicating with foreigners?
Mm, me myself, like I usually talk with foreign people by using English because English is like everybody talking English. Like
Uh-huh.
it's the language that all countries like
Mm-hmm.
that is made as a language that everybody talk on. So
And there's the great phrase, the great word to say that, lingua franca. Yeah, it's a
what does it
global
mean?
lingua franca.
Mhm.
Okay. And which country dwellers do you mostly chat with?
USA and England, but
Mhm.
more USA.
I hear that from your accent. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Even
So,
though I've never been in America, but I've been in host family in England.
uh-huh. I see.
But I talk to Americans more. I don't know why. They're more. I don't know. I don't know. I like. They look like me. They're both. They all are interesting people just to talk to.
Mm-hmm. 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 Certainly
Yeah.
they are. Yeah. Okay. Well, so like this, yeah, that's what you do when you see the exam task. Yeah. You just draft a couple of ideas you might support each point with, and you think of the third point, yeah, and the idea to support it with. So this is what the task looks like. Yeah. And now a very, very interesting question. Uh, how do they evaluate it? Yeah. What do they look at when they assess your writing? So first, what should you do in an essay? So you should cover the both points you're given in the notes, yeah, and your third point. Of course, you should organize your answer in clear paragraphs. By the way, what paragraphing would you suggest?
Like the main body, like when we have the introduction, like
Mm-hmm,
the main part.
mm-hmm,
It's like two, maybe like usually two paragraphs or more sometimes, and
mm-hmm,
conclusion.
mm-hmm. So I would say in this case, it might be comfortable to organize the main body in 3 paragraphs according to these 3 ideas, yeah?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And of course, linkers, yeah? Linkers and other cohesive devices. Mm-hmm.
hmm.
Then, of course, you express your opinion clearly and give reasons and examples. Yeah? So that's, for instance, you might say that learning languages is a pleasure, yeah, and you should support your idea. Like, what kind of pleasure is it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So style should be like semi-formal, I would say. Yeah. So
And
avoid
essay, like it
too.
depends on the reader.
But the reader here in task 1 is always your teacher.
Examiner, like examiner teacher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it's like semi-formal, yeah, which means you can't use very colloquial expressions. You can't write something like a chic dress, yeah, maybe. But it's okay to use phrasal verbs, yeah, and that stuff. So, and of course, grammar and spelling and punctuation, yeah. So, your essay, both your writings actually, are assessed on 4 criteria, yeah? And if you look at them, yeah, 3 of them have nothing to do with language accuracy, yeah? Look, we've got content, communicative achievement, yeah? We've got organization, and just the 4th one is language. Yeah. So what exactly do they expect from you in each criteria? What do they test you on? Oh, again, I'll have to redemonstrate the screen. Sorry, so, yeah, that's it. So, content, yeah. It's like at school, for each criteria, maximum band is 5. So you get 5 for content. If everything is relevant to the task and the target reader is fully informed, which means you've fully covered both like ideas suggested, and you've added your own idea and also like developed it fully. Yeah. 4 is between 5 and 3, just they say. Yeah. And 3 is that you've got minor irrelevancies or omissions. For example, one of the ideas is just stated. Yeah? Something like you say, it's a great pleasure to learn foreign language. I've always liked it. Yeah? This would not be the fully covered point. Yeah? But still, on the whole, your target reader is informed. And you get 1.
I just
To,
have one question.
uh-huh.
Irrelevances and omissions, how does it translate?
So omissions means when you don't include something. Yeah? And irrelevance is when something is not up to the point. For instance, the omission in the essay would be if you only use the 2 ideas provided and don't add your own. Yeah, this would be the omission. And irrelevance would be, for example, if you say that it's a pleasure to study the foreign language because it's interesting. Yeah. Interesting doesn't really go with the idea of pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. And 0 when everything is not irrelevant. For instance, when you wrote that you only study foreign language to pass exam. Yeah. So that's it. Next is communicative achievement, which looks very, very similar to content. Yeah. But what's the difference? So in content, they look at what exactly you say. Yeah? And in communicative achievement, they look at how well you follow the task format. Yeah? And how well you use different language features to hold the target reader's attention. Yeah? So look, the key here is that to get the maximum point, you need to use the convention of the communicative task. So what's this convention of the communicative task? It's like the rules of writing a certain task type. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you use this effectively and you hold the reader's attention. Yeah. For example, holding attention is most important when writing narrative story. Yeah. And the language features which might help you would be phrases like, and guess what? Yeah. For instance. And you communicate both straightforward and complex ideas. Yeah. So when you are like a bit lower, oh, every time I comment to the screen, it stops the demonstration. Oh my. Okay, so yeah. 3, yeah. You still use these conventions and you still hold the reader's attention, but you are unable to communicate complex ideas. Yeah? And for 1, that's just generally appropriate. So you make some mistakes in using this conventions of the communicative task. So, do you get it? Yeah, like
Yes.
follow the rules of the certain task type and make it interesting for your target reader. And if you want to get the highest band, try to include some complex ideas. Organization. So organization is all about cohesion and coherence. Yeah. So what cohesive devices you use, like linkers, yeah, I don't know, adverbs, adverbial phrases, pronouns, relative clauses, and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this has to do something with language. Yeah. Already. So you get the maximum point if everything is well organized and coherent, yeah, and you use both cohesive devices and different organizational patterns. So if you are a bit lower, you just still make your text coherent, but you only use linking words and cohesive devices, no different patterns, yeah? And you get one if you just use basic linking words and a limited number of cohesive devices. Yeah. And speaking of language, obviously that has to do with mistakes. Yeah. That has to do with the language you use, but there's the huge difference from how your writings are usually evaluated at school, because at school the teachers mainly just highlight and cross out mistakes, yeah, and like take away your points for making mistakes. So at school it's like you've got 5 if you make 0 mistakes, and then 1 mistake is 4, and so on and so on. Yeah, like you're taken off points for mistakes. If you read these criteria, you'll see that that's completely different here, because here you're not taken away points for mistakes, you're awarded points for your attempts to use complicated lexis and grammar. Yeah. So if you write your essay without a single mistake, but only using like simple tenses and 3rd grade level vocabulary, you'll not be given the highest mark. Yeah. So you're only given the 5 band if you use less common lexis appropriately. Yeah. And complex grammatical structures with control and flexibility. But look, there may be some occasional errors. Everybody makes mistakes. Native speakers make mistakes, and you are allowed to make mistakes to some extent. Yeah. So you've got a 3 if you still try to use less common lexis, but you're not comfortable with that. Yeah. You make mistakes trying to use it. And the same thing with grammar. Yeah. And you only use 1, yeah, if you use very simple lexis, overusing some of the words. Yeah. So, well, we'll later on, we'll have a look on what to include. Yeah. So, speaking of vocab, the most common thing, the most important thing you should look at is avoid repetition. Yeah. Just try to use synonyms. It might be a good idea for the most common words like, I don't know, good, bad, and interesting, yeah, to write a list of synonyms. So if you use, say, like the word important 3 times in your essay, it guarantees you the band no higher than 2. Yeah, because you should use like crucial, of paramount importance, and so on and so forth. Yeah. And with grammar, there's just kind of a list of structures which you should try to attempt to use, like show you've got good command of them. Mhm. So
Yeah.
that's speaking of criteria. And now let's have a look at, so this is the task again, yeah, and this is the sample essay. So let's try to think how good you think this essay is. Because when you kind of analyze the other students' essays, you understand more clearly what's expected from you. Yeah. So just read that.
There are more reasons to learn a foreign language than to pass a test. Everything around us revolves around languages. It is the most important thing in our lives. Society would just not function without it. It is our future, and I would personally love to learn as many as I possibly can. Not everything in life is done because it's necessary. Learning a new language can be a lot of fun. Many people only do it as a hobby, or their knowledge is something that brings them pride and pleasure. Secondly, we have people who do it simply to challenge themselves. Truly, I believe that having a great outcome that stems from our hard work and dedication to learn
Mhm.
to learn something new is a wonderful way to prove your ability to yourself and others. Then there is traveling. It is very important to be able to understand and have a conversation with someone abroad, unless you would like to get lost for wars. To conclude, I think that learning a new language is an amazing thing no matter why you do it. It is always better to do things out of enjoyment. But even if you do it for a test, that knowledge will always be useful.
Mhm. So, why do you think I've underlined these 2 words?
I don't know.
You've mispronounced them.
Socially?
Yeah, this should be society. Yeah, society.
Mhm.
And this should be STEM. Yeah, that's STEMs. Mhm. Okay, so uh, are there any words here that you don't understand?
Mm, yes.
Yeah, let's have a look at that.
The one that's team.
Mm,
The one that you've underlined the second word.
society.
No.
STEM.
Yeah.
Okay, let me show you. So if that's kind of flower, yeah, flower, and this is its stem. Yeah, this is a stem of a flower. This is a stem. Okay,
Mhm.
so it's like the what do you say that the thing that the flower grows on. Yeah, like there's a root and then a stem and then a flower itself. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay, anything else?
Mm, Not really.
Truly? No,
No, no, no.
not really. Okay, great. Then, what do you think of the content of this essay? So, did the writer cover both points suggested?
Mm,
Mhm.
I'm so sorry, but could you repeat the question, please?
So, did the writer cover both points suggested in the exam task?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think he's developed them sufficiently?
What does it mean sufficient?
Sufficiently, like they are well developed. They are like fully covered and fully explained.
Both of them, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did he add one more idea?
Mm, no, like they have everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they did, but like they
Yeah.
didn't
The first
often.
idea was traveling, right?
Mhm.
And is this well developed? Is this kind of fully explained?
Mm, no, not all of the ideas are fully explained.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like pride and pleasure, and they like there's many people only do it as a hobby, or their knowledge is something that brings them pride and pleasure, and
Mm-hmm.
like
So maybe, yeah, I also feel that the first idea of pleasure needs like further explanation, further proof. Yeah. Uh-huh.
mhm.
Okay. So how many points would you give for content? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
10.
Well, I would say 4. Yeah.
Yes.
Or maybe if the examiner is kind, maybe he would put 5 points. Yeah. Okay, communicative achievement, which means to what degree does this essay follow the normal conventions of essay writing?
Hmm. What does this word mean? Well, like you often say words that I don't understand really. Third terms. Uh, can you tell one more time, but something like easier?
Okay, sure, sure. So, um, what like to what extent do you think does the writer follow the rules, the conventions of the essay writing?
What is convention of?
Conventions like the rules, how you should do certain things.
Oh, like you should follow all the steps and mm, use the right words.
Like what your essay should look like. So, in other words, Is this essay, does this essay look like a relevant, nice essay?
So like first you need to write like you like
I
you
mean,
need to
like paragraphing and so on.
yeah, so like it's conclusion, then you got a
Uh-huh.
body,
Uh-huh.
like the main part
Mm-hmm.
where you like discover like describe actually the meaning on the text,
Mm-hmm.
and there is also the conclusion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I would say generally the conventions are followed. Yeah. But
Mm,
there's one minor problem, which is two ideas in one paragraph. Yeah.
yeah.
So over here, traveling should be the next paragraph. Yeah. So
Hmm.
uh, how many points would you give for communicative achievement?
Mm, I don't really remember.
Out of 5.
Two.
Just
No,
like at
one.
school, the best mark is 5 for
Five.
communicative
So
achievement.
okay, five.
5.
Five. Yeah.
Okay. I would say 4 because there is that minor mistake. And in a few minutes, we'll see who was right. So number 3 is organization, like linkers, cohesion and coherence. So is everything okay with that?
Can you please remind me what is coherence?
Cohesion and coherence. This is like the ability, the art of making your text the whole.
Mm-hmm.
Not just separate sentences or separate paragraphs, but the whole.
Mm, okay. А если на русский перевести?
So, the ability to make your text the whole composition. Yeah. So what cohesive devices do we mainly use? Yeah. We use pronouns. Look, we use the word, for example, it, yeah, to refer to language. Yeah. So this is just how we connect the part of sentences. Yeah. Secondly, so linkers is also a cohesive device because we have one idea and then we make a text the whole by adding another idea. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like words like unless, yeah, moreover. So do you think everything is okay in this area?
Well. Wait.
So
Traveling through.
is the text, when you read the text, does your mind run smoothly along it, or does it stumble somewhere because it can't understand the
No, I can understand everything. Like it's a good text with all the connections and supporting like that.
so I think that's something like a 5 for that criteria, yeah? And
Mm,
language. Let's look at some maybe mistakes and good points. That's important, whether you check your own essay, whether you check someone's writing, yeah? Not only concentrate on mistakes, but also focus on good points. So mistakes are easier, of course. Let's first try to find some language mistakes.
the one that are crossed out.
That's not a mistake. That's just the writer wanted to write one thing and then that's just the flow of mind. They don't pay attention to that.
Mm, so
Do you like this phrase? Society would just not function without it.
yes, I like it. But
Mhm.
if you ask that, this is wrong, right?
Is it linguistically correct?
Mm, no.
What's wrong with it?
I don't know. Something
It's
wrong.
it's the word order. Yeah, it should be like society just wouldn't function. Yeah, like that. Mhm. Though you might hear the expression like that, the natives do say that. Okay.
I would say like that. I guess like I would say that's right.
Uh-huh. So, do you notice any other mistakes?
Maybe here should be not simply to challenge themselves, simply challenging themselves. It's the third paragraph.
Uh-huh. No, that's okay. Do it simply to challenge themselves. That's okay. But there's one more mistake in the second paragraph.
Mm,
Spelling one.
hobby. No.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It should be
Double B. Double B.
great. Uh-huh. Okay. So, what else?
Um.
Mm-hmm.
There are no more mistakes.
What about this? Truly, I believe.
Is it not good?
So again, the problem with word order. You should say, I truly believe. Yeah. Oh, sorry. That should be like that. So I truly believe. Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
I don't know, like it's like I would write like that everything because it looks right for me.
So,
Then there is traveling. It's right. Mm. Mm. Can you help me?
so as for me, I didn't really like this phrase. You would like to get lost or worse. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Why don't you like it? It's good phrase.
Well, probably it's like speaking in the Russian way. Yeah? It's exactly the replica of how we make the sentence in Russian. Yeah. So I would say to get lost or experience a more serious trouble. Yeah. Or get into more trouble. Something like that. Yeah. And out of enjoyment. Yeah, out of enjoyment. I would say for fun sounds much better. Don't you agree?
Yes, I agree.
But it would be the repetition because we have here a lot of fun. So probably I would replace here a lot of fun with a form of entertainment. Yeah, or something like this. Maybe. And now let's have a look at how close we were to what the examiner thinks of this essay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's here. Yeah. Sorry, where's that? Yes, it's here. So look, content. Yes, we said 4 or 5. Yeah, it was 5. Pleasure, personal challenge, and travel. Yeah. So that's it. Just to get 5, you just need to discuss 3 like components. Yeah, 3 ideas. 5 for communicative achievement. So
Should I read it?
4 for coherence. Why 4? They don't explain why it's not 5, but okay. So, and the errors, the errors don't impede communication. Look, we didn't notice personally. Yeah. Also double L. So spelling problems. And truly I believe, look, they accept it. They accept it, truly I believe. Okay, well, so I think you now kind of got the general impression of what's expected in writing the essay, yeah?
I don't want to pass FCE.
Oh, I know.
I don't know, they're too strict and
Not really. Not really. And for you to practice more, there's a wonderful site, Write and Improve. Yeah. Probably if I can, I'll show you my screen right now how to go there. Yeah. But anyway, you go to that site, you then go to test zone, yeah, and you choose BD first, of course. You choose the task, you write it inside there, or you write it in a Word document and copy paste, and the artificial intelligence checks it. That's a very useful tool, by the way. Oh, you look like stunned a bit. What's the matter? Like overloaded with information?
no, maybe I'm a bit tired because like it's the second English.
Ah, I see. I see. So we are finishing in just 5 minutes. The only thing I want to show you, yeah, is this, let's say, very useful correction code, yeah, because I hope I'll not just correct everything in your writings. I'll just mark where the mistake is and what type of mistake, and you'll try to correct it yourself. Huh?
Mhm.
Okay, so before we finish, so what's the most useful thing you've learned today?
That grammar is really useful because like um the same if you like you need to know how to write like put sentences correctly and to know like how to put everything because like you lose points because of it and there is not so much of them.
Okay, so now I'll show you. Yeah, so you go to any, be it Google, be it Yandex, yeah, and you type in just HTTP, oh, language, sorry, HTTPS, write and improve, yeah, upper, and oh, what's the problem? Okay, I'll do it in a different way. So, let me, where is that? Yeah. So probably here, write and improve Cambridge English. Yeah, like this. Aha, here it is. Yeah. Com, I forgot com. Yeah, writeandimprove.com. So you go to that site. I'll send you the link. Yeah.
I
And
know I log in it.
you know it. Okay. So, and you've got the menu. Yeah. Start practicing. So when you press, you've got this menu. Yeah. Test zone. BT first. No, thank you. So here, yeah, you see test zone, BT first, and you've got this list of tasks. Okay.
Mhm. So I need
So,
to do one to the next lesson.
so yeah. So for the next lesson, I think I'd like you to write the as say we've discussed today, the topic we've discussed today, yeah, like learning foreign languages.
Will you send my mom a picture of it?
Yeah. I think I'll send you the whole of this presentation.
Okay.
So, just before we finish, did you like it? Did you find it useful?
Yes.
Yeah. I loved our lesson a lot and I really enjoyed your pronunciation. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah. Okay, so I think see you in 2 weeks or maybe next week. I'll get in touch. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so see you.